Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you guys doing? Some of the clips you guys have seen on the shorts that I've done recently and on my Instagram page, I just pieced all the video together. So here's the eight bass that I caught the other day. I kind of had my mind set that I was going to go out and throw a mag draft and other swim baits, and I started with the mag draft, and soon into the day, I caught that guy to start. Now, I had both the front and back camera going, but the back camera must have a bad disc because it didn't come out very well. It had that like weird colored sky again, so I didn't even bother. I'll just show you the front view, lower view here. But that's the first bass. Nothing that I caught was really huge. I would say maybe the biggest were in that low 3 pound range. This guy's probably a little over 2. Long fish, but not fat. But that was on that mag draft. I think I give you a good view of it right there. It's that GLX Sunfish Gill, I think. I forget the name of that one exactly. And the second fish, a little while later. And the fish were very scattered. It's fall fishing. The water is, in the mid 50s. So it's like fish here, fish there. This was the second bass that I caught. Another guy in that 2 pound range. A little smaller than that first one. But it was cool. I wanted to go out there and throw that. And you see the loon who popped up over there. Decided he wanted to get on camera, so he popped up out of the water. They were kind of swimming around by the boat all day, it seemed, last week when I was out fishing. But that was the second fish there on that mag draft. And I'm just throwing it on my Ardent swim bait rod. I think I got 14-pound fluoro on there, my loser reel. Same setup I've been using. And he ate it good. So both fish on that bait they got it good. So far so good. And then I wanted to try out. Actually, here this is the one toothy critter I got that bit the mag draft. All of a sudden, I see this big flash from the side of the rock there. I'm hoping it's a bass, but it was just a pickerel. So at this point of the day, I've got like 2 bass in the boat, 1 toothy critter. And he decided didn't even want me to grab him. He just jumped around a little bit until he jumped back in the lake by himself. So I didn't even have to. So now, last week was one of those days where it got warm. So at this point in the afternoon, it was starting to get sunny. And I switched to that 4.8 Kitech, the fat Kitech, with that Wicked Weights underspin that Jim had sent me. And I wanted to try it out. And it turned out to be probably the most productive, not probably, definitely was the most productive setup of the day. That was the first one I got on it at that point of the day. Decent bass. And he really chomped on it. But of course, I have to have one fish that eats a jig. So I always like to throw into this tree here on this part of the lake, and after one lousy pitch, I make a good pitch. And there was one there. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. And he might have been the biggest fish of the day. Not really sure. There was another one later you'll see that might have been a little bigger. But he was a decent fish. At that point of the day, he was the best fish. Fishing that 3-pound range. That was just on that Bass Tech jig. I just buy the jig heads from Tackle Warehouse, and I put that watermelon candy skirt on and a piece of super pork on there. And so that was another bass. This is later in the day. You can see it got warm out, and I've got shorts on. And this is the one chatterbait fish I caught last week on that fishing day. I think it was Thursday that I went out. He really nailed it. But around this point here, there was a lot of fish kind of like schooling up and chasing bait throughout the day. And even later in the day, they were in the morning, and I couldn't get bit there. And so then later in the day, I came back, they're still around, chasing bait around. I don't know if you guys, at some point here, you'll be able to see some of the schooling fish in the water. And I was just throwing baits around there. And this guy was right on the point of that right on that point there. Decent bass on the chatterbait, and he really nailed it. And then you can kind of see if you look straight ahead. That's not from my cast. That's the fish that are like kind of like there's like bait busting back there. And every now and then you'd see something, the same scatter. So there's definitely bass back in this little cut here, chasing this bait. Because I was reeling this Wicked Waste underspin right back to the boat, and he nailed it like right next to the boat. So it was like the coolest bite. You just seen him come flashing out, flying out of the water, or flying across the water and nailing that Kitech on that underspin. So other than the jig bite, at this point was probably the coolest. I mean, all bites are cool bites, but this was really a cool one because you just saw him come out and just nail it, just engulf that swim bait. Now, I don't know what kind of bait they were chasing, but they were definitely after bait in that little cut there to the, I guess would be to the where I'm sitting now, the left of me. But you can see he really wanted that that Kitech on that underspin. And this is the same. There's just that little cut right there. There was just all surface activity, and I just kept chucking that underspin around. When they would hit it, they would really nail it. So they were definitely eating bait in that little cove there, small cove. So I just sat there, and I think I wound up catching 4 in there. This is the second or third one. I think this is the third one. It was a pretty good one. They're all decent fish. You can kind of see that. You can see the bait, kind of the little swirling in the back there. There's definitely bait around in there. I don't know if the bass had pushed them up in there, but he wanted that Kitech. And I just, you find fish like that, just keep throwing. So I just kept throwing. And if I wasn't getting bit, you could feel, probably the bait just tapping at the bait. So this was the last fish of the day. So it was a pretty good day. So I got 8 in the boat. Didn't drop any that day. It was a nice clean day. The mag draft, the underspin, the jig, and the one on the chatterbait. So it was a good day. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions on the baits I was using? Let me know. And check out those shorts and my Instagram page for other pictures. All right. See you guys soon. Mark out.